This video is brought to you by hoodbeast.com. Design your own custom hoodies. hoodbeast.com. We are beast.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's me, Zach Lee. Magic Johnson has got to be one of the worst people at apologizing that I have ever seen. Like, this wasn't even an apology or anything, but I can only assume that after what he said. So we all know that the Lakers decided to trade away D'Angelo Russell, despite Magic Johnson tweeting out how excited he was about working with Russell on and off the court not too long ago. So they traded him away for empty bag of Skittles and a chance to sign Paul George next summer. Great, the deed is done. It is what it is, no need to take things any further. Well, yesterday, while he was introducing Lonzo Ball to the media, Magic Johnson decided to take things further. Matter of fact, the extra mile and then some by thanking Russell and then savagely telling him why he was traded from the Lakers at the same time. D'Angelo is an excellent player. He has the talent to be an all-star. We want to thank him for what he did for us, but what I needed was a leader. I needed somebody that can also make other players better and also somebody the players want to play with. Well, dang. Man, that started off so good. After you said Russell was an excellent player with all-star potential and you thanked him for his service, you could have just stopped there. But then you had to go on and say that he's not a leader. He doesn't make his teammates better. And then on top of that, nobody wants to play with him. Like, don't you think that was just a little bit harsh? And after that, Magic went on to, praise Lonzo, saying stuff like he's gonna take the Lakers to the promised land.
The guy who I think will lead us back to where we want to get to.
He's the new face of the franchise.
The new face of the Lakers.
And that he expects Lonzo's jersey to be retired by the Lakers when his career is over.
Look to your right. There's some jerseys hanging on that wall. We expect a Ball jersey hanging up there one day, all right? All right, good.
I know he's supposed to be really good and all, but can we just slow it down for a bit before you go off and say that his jersey is going to be hanging from the rafters? Like, I hope it does. Like, I hope he goes down as the next Laker legend, but just chill. Let's see him play a season or at least a game first, and then maybe we can start talking about this kind of stuff. Anyways, though, back to Russell. I think we all know what to expect when he plays the Lakers and goes head to head against Lonzo. We can expect for Russell to try and prove a point. Look, when you get traded like that, traded away because they like the new guy they're about to draft more than you, and then your team becomes his team, yeah, D-Lo is about to try and ball out. And honestly, this might sound bad, but I can't think of a more perfect team for him to be on than the Brooklyn Nets. Look, I would have liked to see him on the Suns. I know him and Booker are really close friends, and if the two of them could have learned to play together, that could have been a deadly backcourt. But on the Nets, he's gonna have all the freedom in the world to do whatever he wants to do on that court, which I think for a player like him, where he wants the ball and needs the ball in his hands, is only gonna help him develop a little bit faster. This is his time to prove that he can make his teammates better and that he is a leader, and I think he will do just that. The last time I covered an NBA related GoFundMe page was back when this Cavs fan was trying to pay for Dante Jones's fines in the playoffs for getting all these technical fouls even though he wasn't playing. And I said that that was a terrible cause and I would never donate to it. This one though, this one is a bit different. I would actually consider donating to this because I think it is a great cause. See, Bulls fans haven't had the easiest decade or so. Really, as soon as Rose suffered his first injury, things just started deteriorating from there, till finally they're at the point where they're at now, and it's not a good place. The fans have had enough of their management and are finally deciding to do something about it. Take a listen to this. The Reddit Chicago Bulls community now has a new mission. It's time to raise our pitchforks, everyone. Reinsdorf and Garpax have made the Bulls the laughingstock of the NBA for far too long. The past NBA draft is the final straw. Not only did we trade Jimmy Butler for a value equivalent to a Diet Sprite and a Snickers bar, but we also traded away one of the best defensive talents in the second round for cash? Yes, the Reinsdorf and Garpax figured to be the best idea to go about a rebuild, sell our draft picks for cash. Maybe some of you forgot, but let's not forget what Garpax and Reinsdorf have previously done. Not only did they trade Jimmy Butler for a mystery box, they have had horrific drafts from 2012 to 2014. Drove away Coach Tibbs, who regularly made us threats in the East, but also brought in Fred Hoiberg, who has no business in the NBA. We need a GM they can individually turn the franchise into the right direction, and Garpex is not the answer. And that was a statement in the new GoFundMe page started by this Bulls fan, and the page is raising money to buy a billboard with the message of #FireGarpex. And as it stands, they can afford a billboard, as the campaign has already raised nearly $4,000. To get the base billboard, the post said they only needed $2,000, but the more money they get, the better they can make their billboard and can afford to put it in higher traffic areas. Another option for you guys would be to get multiple billboards. Like you guys said, you only need $2,000 for one. Why not get two instead of just one, so you can have it in more places as well? That's another idea I'm just throwing out there. LaMarcus Aldridge has been criticized really ever since he joined the San Antonio Spurs and didn't play like the old LaMarcus Aldridge. See, before he got to San Antonio, he was a highly coveted player, a surefire all-star and one of the best big men in the league. 2 seasons into playing for the Spurs though, he has seen a huge dip off in his production. Hasn't nearly been the same player as he once was, and that of course has led the Spurs to pretty openly shopping the big man this offseason. You know, reports even came out claiming that they're looking to move him for a top 10 pick in the draft, which is really optimistic thinking of the Spurs. To think that they could get a top 10 pick in the draft for LaMarcus Aldridge, of course that didn't happen, and I don't even think they expected that to happen. But still, I don't expect the Spurs to stop looking for a new home for LaMarcus Aldridge this summer. According to Paul Pierce, that might be kind of hard to do, as he said this yesterday. "I would not trade LaMarcus Aldridge for me. If I was still playing and San Antonio said, we'll give you LaMarcus Aldridge for Paul Pierce, I'm turning that down if I'm Doc. We had so many expectations from him, Kawhi, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, and what I saw from him in the playoffs was a player that was not excited to play and did not give it his all. The truth has spoken, and sure, Aldridge wasn't great in the playoffs, but in game 1 against the Warriors before Kawhi went down, he was looking pretty good, and he did do enough to help them get to the Western Conference Finals, I guess. He wasn't brought there to be their first option in offense. His job was just to help back up Kawhi, and like I said, before Kawhi went down in game 1, I think he was doing a pretty good job at being the number 2 option. I just don't think the Spurs system fits him that well though. You know, Greg Popovich likes for his offense to be ran a certain way, and that way is much different than it was for Aldridge back in Portland, where he could just shoot and keep shooting until he was in a rhythm. He has had a very hard time adjusting to the way the Spurs play, and I think that more than anything has hurt his career at this point. I mentioned in yesterday's video that I didn't think the Wolves were done making moves after they got Jimmy Butler from the Bulls. I still think they're looking to upgrade their point guard position like they have been trying to do for a while now. You know, currently they're rocking with Rubio at the point, which isn't the worst thing ever. I mean, it's not like he's bad or anything. After the All-Star break last year, he was actually playing like one of the better point guards in the NBA. I think if the Wolves had confidence that he could play like that for an entire season, they will be fine with him running the point. But I don't think they're convinced, as more reports have come out saying that they're looking to sign point guards such as Kyle Lowry and Jrue Holiday in free agency. Look, I guess the exact order is this: Lowry, and if not him, Holiday, if not him, then Teague, and if all else fails, then George Hill. Kyle Lowry would be great because he's a point guard that doesn't mind playing off the ball as much as he played with DeRozan, and of course DeRozan had the ball in his hands a lot for Toronto, so he will be a great fit. Which is also why I think they're looking to move Rubio, because he can't play off the ball, and playing off the ball is extremely important when you're playing alongside Jimmy Butler, because he needs the ball in his hands a decent amount. They're gonna get a new point guard. And that's going to lead us to the question of the day. What other moves would you make if you were the Timberwolves? What player would you try to trade for or target in free agency? Let me know down in the comment section below. But now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday, after the NBA draft and the Wolves-Bulls trade, I asked you guys what you thought about the draft and the trade, and here's what you said. Question of the day. Actually, I think the Bulls-Wolves trade is good for Chicago. Think about it. With Jimmy Butler, where would the team be? Losing the first round, missing the playoffs, and not getting good draft picks? And this will go on for 5 years. Now, trading Jimmy Butler and rebuilding the team, they prepare themselves for a sucky couple of years, but they get great draft picks and become a great team. Remember how everyone was making fun of Philly? Now they got a legit squad. Remember how everyone was making fun of Minnesota when they traded Kevin Love? Look at them now. Just wait and see. The Chicago move is good for the Bulls. The Charlotte Hornets got a great steal in Malik Monk, and the Mavericks got a great steal in Dennis Smith Jr. This was such a fun draft. I'm a Suns fan, and I'm extremely happy with our selection. I think people are sleeping on the Suns as a young team. Don't hop on the bandwagon when we become good. The Suns are about to be good soon. Malik Monk falling to 11 was crazy, since a lot of people had him going as high as number 6 to Orlando. And it was a good thing that the Bulls traded Butler, since they did need to rebuild. But it's just the package they got in return for him wasn't so great. You know, when Philly started the process, they got nothing but picks in return. The Bulls got 1 pick and 2 players that might not even work out for them. On top of that, they've traded a pick in the process of getting the pick and then sold a pick, which was a player that could be a great defender in the NBA for cash. You know, probably one of the worst starts to rebuilding that I have ever seen. Like I said though, don't forget to leave your answers for today's question of the day down in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SEC, and I'm out of here.